Hello Tribe, welcome to TRIBALIZE Day 3. Another amazing day of workshops, talks, inspiration, activation, connection, and many inspiring interviews. Our first interview today is with Jean-Luc, the founder and visionary of Paledora Campus, the place where TRIBALIZE took place, and also the space where we as RegenTribe hold our regenerative co-working days, workshops on co-creating regenerative communities, and where we just love to come for powerful and inspiring gatherings. Jean-Luc is a strong ally in the regenerative movement, focusing on land conservation and community creation, and it is always an honor to talk to him. Let's have a look. Jean-Luc, thank you so much for sitting with me today. You are the visionary and founder of Paledora, the magical place where we get to experience TRIBALIZE over the weekend. What drives you personally to support these kind of regenerative initiatives and communities?
The fact that we just want to put people together, create communities of humans. And what drives me the most is when the group of humans want to do something, they have an intention, how, when they want to get grounded on a piece of land, how to do it, and how to make it happen, which is basically a little part of the job. A lot of people are working to put people together, organize governance, what is living in community. But me, I try to really focus on, okay, when there is the group already, the people, we have a need, we feel that we want to reconnect with nature, we want to go on a land, we want to act as a tribe. How to do that as a collective? That's what really pushed me to work hard to try to make that happen.
Why do you think communities are essential? Like, what drives you to empower communities?
Because community is something that, of course, we need. We need because we need connection with people, and we are supposed to be tribes. And at the same time, community is something very complex because it's all our life. So living in community makes you grow 10 times faster than either staying alone or doing the exercise within a family or within another type of group. I mean, living in community helps you a lot immediately, understand what you like, what you don't like, what you want to share, what you don't want to share. And actually, it is very important when we go to the process of understanding and wanting to create community, it helps you a lot to understand immediately what you do not want to share and what you want to keep, and your level of privacy that you want, your level of promiscuity. If you don't go in this process, you just let the world putting you a neighbor that scream or is alcoholic and he get drunk and it's all this effort to say community, you have to say you have to work a lot to see now what do I want to be with, how do I want this house, because building community help us to come back to the base of redesigning your lifestyle.
So well said. Thank you. Thank you for creating this space that allows us to hold important magical gatherings like TRIBALIZE here. Thank you for empowering regenerative communities. And thank you for being part of the regenerative movement, co-creating this world for all of us.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
And thank you, RegenTribe, for all the works we do together. You're great.
Same. Thank you, Jean-Luc, for this great conversation and for all that you do. Next, we'll be chatting with Lola, the founder, visionary, and art director of the hedonic experiences, focusing on art and pleasure. She's now creating a home base for her community with the Hedonia World in Izamal, just an hour away from Merida. We were there last weekend for a beautiful experience and to get to know the space. It was an honor, it was a big pleasure, and we are very grateful to be partnering with her. Lola, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
What brought you to What brought you to Tribalize?
Hedonia World. It's a community. It's a community space. The community is called Hedonie. That is an art movement that started in 2017, and is a big collective of artists that are working to use art to create impact and liberate pleasure. Mostly we focus in this, and also all our profits going to fight female genital mutilation, and also to educate through how to bring more pleasure into your life and how to pleasuring others. So this the past year we have been doing this event around the world and creating this big community that now I felt it was the time for us to have a place because it's so nice to be together. Yeah, exactly. And now we have a home, and it's called Hedonia, and it's in Izamal. It's a magical village in Merida, super quiet, super safe, really, really nice place. And it's all this color, beautiful, really. Yeah, I already like promoting the space. And we found this incredible hacienda there that is really magical spot, and it's 32 hectares. So the idea is developed our huge museum of bioconstruction there. The other passion we have as hedonist is nature, and nature is like our god. And so we want to use this space to create an example of how to build in a conscious way and artistic, because we are artists. So yeah.
That is beautiful. Thank you for doing that. What are your greatest challenges in community co-creation, or maybe your greatest challenges right now?
Yeah, now is a very challenging time. I think the most challenging time of my life. Right now, because it's a big step to develop this place, to get people on board. That I know there is a lot of interest. Many people are really excited with the idea, but then is also the part of really show up on time. So we're trying to finance this without investors, just from the community for the community. And this is the time for the community to actually show up and make it happen, because in the long term, the economy is going to be much better for all of us if we do this way than if we go and partner with investor that, is different situation.
How are you curating your community members? Like, how are you choosing the people you would like to be part in the community, to invest into the space?
I love this question. Actually, every person who get interested, they should go in their website, and there is a click for a call. So do you make
What's your website?
Edonia.world. So then when you make an appointment for a call, that is with me, and I have two questions. First one is, what is your art? And the second one is how you love to help the world to be a better place. Are you already doing something, or you dream to do something, or to join a project that is actually good for others, that is going further than yourself? Because the big point is put together people that are creative and are like really heart oriented, because I know this can be really, really powerful. We can put together ideas and manifest a project that are really impactful and good for the world. That's the idea.
Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for creating community and being part of the regenerative movement. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Lola. Always a pleasure connecting with you. Next, we'll be chatting with Nico Rotundo, a strong figure within the regenerative movement and a permaculture expert and consultant. we'll be touching on HEIST, holistic, ecological, integrated system thinking, and permaculture wisdom applied to other areas of lives that allows us to grow and create intelligent, holistic, self-nourishing system, just as nature does. So let's learn from it and let's see what Nico had to share. Nico, thank you so much for sitting with me today. Tell me, what's alive for you at the moment?
What's alive for me is I'm starting a new consultancy group that's kind of redirecting our take on ROI. ROI is typically standing for return on investment, and my organization's called Ripple of Impact.
I love that.
And it's like, how do we redefine what we value at the highest? And I believe that the highest value we can have is how much good can we do, and focusing for people, planet, and for peace. And peace for me is basically the extraction of all resources, has basically been what we've been fighting for, whether it's the water, the minerals, or the human effort. So we're looking at all the different layers that the human elements comes into both our developments and our organizational structures, and how we can be more informed by nature and the natural processes through biomimicry, and how we can learn from some of the easiest ancient wisdoms that is really just about listening, and how can we use technology to listen better.
Oh, this is beautiful. What do you focus on with your consultancy work? Like, how do you create your ripples?
Excellent question. The ripples mostly are looking at the holistically, environmentally integrated systems thinking, and that stands for HEIST. It's like taking back the planet with the ultimate heist, and we have to be invited in, so it's often meeting whatever the needs and desires are, and putting a lens on it that has you really understanding what those impacts are down the line. Because for me, impact was all that we talked about. For thousands of years, we circled, and that was the only conversation that we had. It was, what is the impact of this land? What is the impact of the neighboring land? What is the impact for the animals that come through here? Our children, the yet to be born, the elderly, and all of our decisions were around our impact. Now, currently, we sit around board tables, and we don't even care about the people that dedicate our lives to our organizations. We make decisions based upon bottom lines and numbers. And like, if we're not thinking of the human element, which is very much part of the planetary element, and how every action we can move towards a more peaceful and harmonious future, we're not actually thinking of the right designs.
Beautiful. I know you're a permaculture magician as well. And are there learnings, permaculture wisdom that you apply to other areas of life? Like, do you personally grow through your knowledge about nature and how it functions in its perfection?
Totally. Funnily enough, I have yet to have ever really read a full permaculture book in my life. And I've been a regenerative science consultant for about 18 years, and just operating from a space of listening to indigenous ways of doing things in all the different lands that I've worked in, about 16 different countries now. And the biggest lessons that I take from as I started teaching permaculture at a certain point was really understanding how we can value the marginal, or value the edges. And the edges is where like all life is created. And it's also like those beautiful flare-ups in people as well. Those are like what we determine as the eccentrics, and the people that are way far out there, and those like thinkers that are just like not fitting in the box. Those are what we need to value as we like come into like designing a future that's encompassing for all, because it's not stuck in the same mentality that we've been drilling on for so bloody long. There's like a few other things that is like there is no waste, and like also understanding that how to obtain a yield, and like understanding that there's something to be garnered from that. We can also think about that in our human systems as well, as like people that just are thinking about their paychecks aren't realizing there's other ways to be valued. And that includes whether it's learning, or whether it's experiencing, or whether it's providing opportunity for other people in the philanthropy and like the extension of our hearts and souls beyond just like the material worlds, and like those ripples of impact that can keep on continuing on beyond just like the first step that you put in place.
You connected the dots so beautifully. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for driving this regenerative movement to co-create this world that we are all, co-creating together. Thank you. Thank you, TRIBALIZE. Thank you, Brett and I, for another powerful day of connection and co-creation. All of these interviews were taken from our Instagram live, so to stay up to date, also check us out on Instagram. It's regen.tribe, and find the links to the projects we mentioned in the caption. Keep watching for day 4 and stay regenerative.